Hello everyone, bonjour tout le monde. Welcome to EFA52 on this Tuesday, May 19th. What do you want to talk about? Right? what do you want to talk about? What do you want to talk about? Because I love to get into conversation. I love to get into subjects with those that have walked those shoes, right? And you know that about me, that I follow EFA. Please subscribe. I got to say that every time. Please subscribe, follow my channel. The more subscribers I get, the more I talk, right? And the more the channel will get bigger, the more conversations will be brought to the table. And there's a lot of individuals that I can't wait to sit with, that I've asked to sit with them and et cetera, but I can't wait to sit with them. But we're still in the COVID-19 world that we live in so gloriously every single day, right? Things are starting to get back to normal. Yeah, a little pace, right? It'll take a while. And we can talk about COVID-19 every single day, correct? But we don't want to. We really don't want to. We want to get back to normalcy. We want it behind us. But it's going to be lingering for a long time, right? It's like swimming in molasses. That's exactly what it's going to feel like, swimming in molasses. And when I look at, like, if you go back 8 weeks, if you go back to the fall, I remember I was having conversations with my wife and in some of her groups and that kind of stuff, and they were talking about, like, people are dropping dead in China, right? I remember those conversations, right? And if you look at the slices, all the slices, if you look at the clock and you slow it down, right? You bring those slices and you bring it up to where we are today. When you look at that needle, if you move that needle to where it is today, think of all the conversations and all the slices and all the stuff that were said. And a lot of the stuff happened to be, they were right. One of the conversations I had, like one of my first EFAs, like right in the beginning, whether it was the address to the nation or one of the conversations sparked someone to tell a colleague of mine, a friend of mine, that, oh, he's fear mongering with the job loss, that kind of stuff, et cetera, et cetera. And at that time, I believe I had said there'll be like over 1 million job loss, and I think we're at 2 million, right? So people like the rose-colored glasses. I talk about that, and if you go, you can go back in history. Go back to when Adolf Hitler was named Man of the Year in Time magazine. Think about that. Go back in history, and that man was named Man of the Year. And at that time period, and as it progressed, the slices of time and the incrementation that we talked about, that needle moving forward in time, there was individuals standing on soapboxes going, "Are you guys not close? Like, take off your glasses, people." There was people standing on soapboxes screaming from the top of the hills, telling everyone to open your eyes, and can't you see what they're seeing? And history, again, with Adolf Hitler, proved that they were right at that time. And when you look at this pandemic, the individuals that would say things about the job losses, they were right at that time. If they predicted the future, or were they going by historical, right? A good predictor of future behavior is past behavior, right? So when you look at that and you look at the history, and then you take all those histories of pandemics and economics and recessions, et cetera, and you put them all together, and then you combine it to 2020 world that we are today, a lot of people did a lot of predictions based on a lot of knowledge they already had. And then those in the health world, you heard those was weeks and weeks ago. They were saying, do not put them on respirators. There was people out there saying, do not put them on respirators. This is an immune attack, and et cetera, et cetera. The respirators will I guess, heighten the effects. There was that kind of talk out there, which it appears that turned out to be right. Right, those that were put on respirators wasn't the best solution. I'm not a medical expert. That's what I'm hearing. If you're going through all these steps, and a lot of the things that were said at the time to boost your immune system, and that is a lot of stuff that turned out to be, they were right. So if you go through a lot of the things and a lot of the slices from the stop the curve and all that stuff, everything that we have to do, and all the little slices, and when you want to talk about something, you look at that, a lot of the stuff that was said by those at that time turned out to be accurate. Just like in history, there's a lot of people and a lot of the histories and where they're at today, and when they went through, there was people screaming from the top of the hill saying, "Are you guys blind? Can you not see that coming?" Right? So if you listen to my EFAs and you listen to my messages and you enjoy those messages, what do you want to talk about? Is there something you want to talk about? Let's engage some conversations here. That, and if I don't know, I don't know. I have no problem telling you I don't know, but I'll try to find out. Right? I'll try to find out because you can't know everything. Everybody can research, though, right? Please do that. A lot of individuals, you'll get questions that it's called the World Wide Web. Those are basic questions. Those are out there, right? They, I don't want to become somebody's researcher, right? So when I ask questions, it's a question of engagement, so I can discuss on and elaborate on our topics, right? What topics would you like to talk about? What would you like me to talk about if I know about it, right? So Jean-Guy Bourguignon, EFA52, think about all the stuff that has transpired in the last 8 weeks, the last 16 weeks, and all those slices of time and all those moments, and remember all the things that were said and all the things that turned out to be true. Making you think, right? EFA 52.